Welcome to the episode on WebGoat. Now, I don't know who came up with the name of WebGoat, but I absolutely love it. I think goats are awesome, amazing, and they make great pets. You can use them to eat grass instead of uh, weeds and stuff like that, instead of getting a lawnmower. Saves a lot of money, a lot of time. If my city council allowed me to have a goat, I think I would have one. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about WebGoat. So what is WebGoat? First of all, before we go into the installation, WebGoat is actually a vulnerable web application. And we need to be able to test. We need to be able to um, use a boxing bag, if you like, when you're training for a boxing tournament or kickboxing or MMA, whatever you're into. You need something to punch and kick and get, or another person there that will allow you to hit them. Well, not me, hopefully. But sometimes after these frustrating labs, sometimes you feel like fighting or hitting the actual computer PC, but don't do that. So we need something to test our new skills that we're learning, because these are new skills, and it's really hard to find places to test this, because you can't go out to you know government websites or organization and test your skills there. First of all, if you get caught, you get into a lot of trouble. Second of all, it's you're not going to get very far, because these are really basic skills you're learning now. And these organizations, well, let's hope, they'll have really good, strong defenses. But we need something very vulnerable so that we can actually build confidence and build strength and in our abilities. Because at the moment, the level that we are all at, we're just, well, not a nice word, but we're script kiddies for now, but not for long. Soon, you will all be really good at this. Me too. All of us, we're going to work together on this, and we'll become um, really good and competent hackers. But for the use of good. So, hopefully, you watched the previous episode, or one of the previous episodes, on installing Docker. Now, Docker was a bit tricky, and I don't blame you for maybe being a bit confused with that one, but you can always ask questions in the comments or send me messages directly. I'll be delighted to help you. Maybe we can set up another really beginner's guide to Dockers. But now that we have Docker container up and running, and the way to find out is we go to docker version. That's to see if we've got the latest Docker image, sorry, the latest Docker up and running. But to actually find out if it's running right now, the command for that will be sudo systemctl status docker. Obviously, put the password there, and hopefully, oh, don't know what happened there. Okay, yeah, now it's working. Green is good. Okay, green is like a green light. You can go. Everything is good to go. I'm not sure what these messages are. I think they're just some sort of logs, but we'll be okay. Just press Control C out of that, but it's running in the background. Now, the next step is we have to find out, well, not how to find out. We actually are going to go and grab WebGoat. You can install WebGoat as a package. I don't really recommend that, because it's a little difficult to remove it. So it's a vulnerable web application, and we just want to run it, bring it up, do our test, and then shut it down. Otherwise, it is exposing a little bit of a vulnerability, but I know that we have a test environment, so it should be okay anyway. But I like Docker Container. I think you should go for that too. If anyone wants to know how to do that as a whole package, let me know, and I can organize a video on that another time. But we're going to go and run this command, and all these commands will be in the description or comments, depends how I can fit them. Sudo docker pull webgoat /webgoat, and let's see what happens. By the way, I've already done before a sudo apt update and upgrade, so I've already downloaded the latest upgrades, and I've got the latest repositories. And yeah, it's pulling it from the website. This is what's so cool about Docker images and Docker containers. You just go and grab and the whole infrastructure is built for you. I can now access that website now. Now, I have done this before where nothing happened. So, knock on wood. Let's have a look at let's see if this works right. So what have I got here? Oh, actually, we've got one more. We need to run. So we pulled the WebGoat image. We actually need to run it. So let's do sudo docker run port number. So it's running on port number. Oops, I have to put numlock on. 8080 colon 8080, and they use 8080 because it looks like port number 80, which is HTTP. I don't like using port number 80 in these kind of things because usually it's a HTTP server. We want to kind of not get confused there. WebGoat. All right, so I'm going to run it now. What have I done wrong here? Sudo docker run p8080. Oh, okay. Sorry, typo. My bad. And it's small letters, by the way. There we go. And that should run. And that's good. Looking good. I like the look of this so far. So it's now creating a whole application. To build something like this would take you days and days and days and a lot of headaches just to build a lab. So this web application that we're building right here means that in minutes we can build a compromised and vulnerable virtual machine. So not a virtual machine, a web application with database with everything in there, and we can shut it down just as quick. All right, so that's good now. So we can test it. I'm hoping this is going to work, and it didn't last time I ran this, or actually it worked, but it took a long time to deploy, I guess is the right word. But we want to be able to do this. Localhost 8080 web goat. Oh, there we go. It's actually run really quickly and smoothly. That's interesting because last time I ran this, it took like 5 minutes for it to be set up. But thankfully, we're up and running. So that's WebGoat installed. Not that hard, right? Go ahead and try and see how you go with that. Now, instead of creating a new video on doing some kind of exploring vulnerabilities, why don't we just go try one? Let's try it out. Let's do our first like our first attack or web or pen test on a vulnerability that this will have. Why don't we do SQL injection? That's cool. All right. So first of all, you need to register yourself with a new account. Now, don't go putting your real name and all that kind of stuff. Not that it matters because again, this is a Docker container. You can just rip it down. I'll put Harry, and I'll put password 1, password 1 again. Agree with terms and conditions, whatever. Yeah, nah. I'm gonna save that. Oh, it must be okay. You know what? I'm just gonna write administrator. Actually, I probably won't be able to do that. Harry admin. I don't know. My problem is I won't be able to remember it, so I'm going to copy that and put it in a text document. I think, yeah. I'm just going to put that in there. So I got a terrible memory. Yep, I agree. No, I do not want to save it. Okay, fine. So now these are training lessons. You can go through these training lessons in your own time, but let's do one. Let's just do one attack so that you can at least say that you've done some sort of web attack. But I'll be creating a more sophisticated lab as we go along. So this is going to be serious. We're going to have a lot of labs in this series. Let's just do an SQL scripting attack. So there's two. We'll do an SQL, we'll do an injection flaw, and then we'll do a cross-site scripting. So SQL, let's have a look where it is. Injection flaws. Okay, so we've got injection. Let's which one should we choose? Which one should we choose? Intro. Yeah, I think we'll start small. It's a bit slow because it's maybe I need to give it a bit more RAM, but so this gives us a bit of a tutorial, and we can try a um, SQL query, but I actually don't want to because I just want to do a quick injection attack. But do definitely go through these if you've got some time. They're valuable. In fact, we will be doing something like this a little later on. But I want to do a quick little injection attack. Example of SQL injection. Okay. Let's try something like this. Now, if you don't know what's going on here, that's fine. We're definitely going to be going over this. So this is basically put this in here. What we're saying, this is we want to find a username or that, and that basically means I think this one here is probably better. But that just basically means that's what's the word for it? That's like saying you're either Harry or you're a person. Either one. You're going to meet those criteria, and that's an SQL injection attack. That makes a terrible explanation, but okay. Maybe go on to the next one. Okay, so yeah, so follow these steps along. This is a good little exercise. So follow these steps and go all the way, and then you'll be able to do your first SQL injection attack. I was going to go through, but it needs an episode in its own right. So we'll visit this again another time. But let's do a quick cross-site scripting attack because this one is something we can do right now. So cross-site scripting, and let's try it. Yeah, obviously these are very basic and very easy attacks, but yeah, we're just learning, right? Yeah, really good exercise, but just trying to find that place where we can just test our script. Okay, so what we'll do, I'm going to leave that to you to follow these steps along. There's other software that make it a lot easier than this, another web-based application that makes this easy. But go and have a look at these tools, follow the tutorials along the way, and have a lot of fun with this. Okay, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.